Let's talk about my favorite and least favorite books for each month in the last part of 2025. The best book I read in July was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This was also my favorite book of the year. And it literally pains me to say this because how dare a white man write my favorite book for July and also my favorite book of the year? I'm pissed. But for real, the audiobook for this is excellent and I cannot wait to watch the movie. My least favorite book was A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reed. I actually had a really good reading month in July. I didn't even dislike this book, but compared to everything else, this didn't really match the caliber of the other books. My favorite book from August was Jade City by Fonda Lee. This book and this series really took me by surprise. Definitely one of the highlights of 2025 for me. I really want to shout out V and Llama for making me read this. It was really worth it. And another series where I really enjoyed the audiobooks. People are really sleeping on them. Go listen to them, they're amazing. My least favorite book was A Tale of Mirth and Magic by Kristen Vale. Once again, not a bad book by any means. I actually enjoyed it for the most part. Also read this on audiobook and I did it in one day. It was cute, but at times it was kind of boring. And to be honest, this is the worst version of Tusk Love. My favorite book from September was The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. This is a continuation of the Darker Shades series. And if V.E. Schwab writes it, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna eat it up and I'm gonna love it. It's as simple as that. My least favorite book was The Princess Knight by Kate Jacobs. Nothing glaringly wrong with this book at all, but probably the most meh book I read this year. My favorite book from October was Jade War by Fonda Lee. This is also my favorite book in the series. This is quite action-packed from the very start to the very finish. I feel like so many characters have amazing arcs. It's never confusing, even though it easily could be. It was just amazing and a standout book that I read this year. My least favorite book was Cold Wire by Chloe Gong. I really wanted to like this. I had so much hope for it. I thought it was going to bring dystopian back, and it did not. It wasn't even close. My favorite book in November was Six Deaths of the Saint by Alex E. Haro. Yes, my favorite book this month was a short story. I'm not even exaggerating when I say probably one of the best stories I've ever read in my entire life, and it's like 30 pages long. My least favorite book was Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. As many of you know, probably the worst book I read this year. The plot was just silly and ridiculous from start to finish, and that ending sucked. I don't care what anyone says, it did not redeem the book because it just didn't make sense. And I'm gonna die on that hill. My favorite book from December was Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. Easily probably one of the best sports romances I've ever read. The writing was really good, the plot was really good, Ilya and Shane's chemistry is electric. If you've watched the show but haven't read the book, I very much recommend the book. It's very good. And my least favorite book was Told You So by Macy Neely. I actually really enjoyed this one. I listened to this on audiobook and I really liked how it gave us more insight into the Mormon church and also just more insight into who Macy is as a person outside of the secret lives of Mormon wives. But this was the weakest book I read this month and I can admit that.